been a full day since the Iron Giant has defeated the Mutant Glare and acquired all 4 of the universe keys, giving him the power of life, time, mind, and galaxy. Now, the Iron Minions have become the most advanced faction, and it's all up to the buff Copper Golem to save the day. This is Hardcore Minecraft, and I'm going to be surviving the next 100 days as a golem.
Thank you, Simon. You have gained my trust. Now it is time for me to rise above the Titans and harness the power of the multiverse. Time, galaxy, mind, life. With all 4 keys at my disposal, I'm merely the most powerful Titan. But I will go where no one has dared to go before. Do you know what that is, Simon?
No, my lord.
To become a savior, true god of power.
On day 1, I woke up as a buff Copper Golem, and I couldn't move my body. I was fully oxidized and powered down, and that's when it hit me. This is where the Iron Giant killed my Copper Golems, Lexi, and my best friend Simon. It sounds like this place is about to collapse. And suddenly, a portal opened up right in front of me. I just knew that it was the end, but to my surprise, it was Walter, and he was here to save me. Walter? But what are you doing here? And what happened?
Moose, there's no time to explain. I have to get you out of here before they show up.
Who? What are you talking about? And then a ton of portals started opening up all around us. The Iron Giant had sent his minions to take us out for good, but I wasn't going down without a fight. And luckily for me, Walter brought some copper bars. You know, let me tell you, these are amazing. I have never felt more alive. So I broke out of my prison. Now that I was back to full power, I used my golem toss to get rid of the Iron Minions crowding me. There was one problem. We were drastically outnumbered. So Walter opened up another portal and got us out of here safely. Then, on day 2, Walter took us back to the Copper Golem safe house, and I could barely recognize this place. There's no telling how many years have passed since the Iron Giant attacked.
Moose, I have to go back to the Glare outpost. The fight is not over yet.
What do you mean, man? Let me help you.
Don't worry, we'll be fine. Your fight is here.
Wait, before you go, can you tell me what happened after I
will, in due time. For now, I need you to get stronger.
And just like that, Walter was gone. But I couldn't stop here or stay in the same place. If I was to get stronger, I needed to build an army. And while I was figuring out where to start my search for the other Copper Golems, evil plans were taking place in a not so distant universe.
Where are the allies? Are they done yet?
No, my lord. I regret to inform you, they've rebelled and fled their prison.
Strange. Allies have never dared to defy my authority before.
Rest assured, they'll be tracked down and re-imprisoned, and their leader punished for his defiance.
Good. I won't tolerate any more delays, Simon. You know what happened to those who disappoint me?
Nothing to worry about. I have everything under control, my lord. Oh yes, I have everything under control. Allays, it's time.
On day 3, I heard the Iron Minions just walking nearby. So I quickly fled to the caves, hoping to lose their trail. I made myself a stone pickaxe and quickly gathered a bunch of resources. Coal, starting from cobblestone, tons of gold, titanium, and last but not least, copper. So I quickly smelted them into copper bars and ate them. You know, that was a close one. You know, losing my items absolutely sucks. Everything was going smoothly, or so I thought. And suddenly, I got attacked by some lava-looking monsters. Now, these creatures look like creepers, but if they were made of lava, and had these really ugly teeth. So I quickly crafted a lightning sword and started slaying them. Oh no, okay, it's a spitting fire at me. How's it even possible? Even though they were fairly easy to take out, they just wouldn't stop spawning. Yet I wasn't about to waste an entire day with these annoying mobs. So I used my bullet toss ability, packed my stuff, and I zoomed out of there as fast as I could. On day 4, I was scavenging across the land for materials and other golems to join my cause, when suddenly it started pouring rain. I couldn't believe my luck. Oh no, no, this is not good. I quickly ran over to a cave and took cover, but not long after, a bunch of iron minions just started popping out of nowhere, and there was something different about them. This is getting ridiculous. How many are there? I had to get deeper into the caves to avoid them. I wasn't strong enough to fight them all by myself. Nope, I found a safe spot to hide and lay down to get some rest. That same night, I had a dream. I was inside of a temple and it was dark. Like I couldn't see anything around me, and then all of a sudden, the Elder Glare appeared in front of me.
Moose, I'm so glad to see you.
Elder Glare? What is happening?
You must fulfill the prophecy. Moose, come find us.
I don't even know where to look. Then I woke up, and I was starting to get a bad feeling about this whole thing. I needed to find the Elder Glare as soon as possible. So before I left the cave, I made a bunch of lightning rods, and using gold blocks, I crafted a lightning pickaxe, a shovel, and an axe. Then I proceeded to make myself a new set of lightning armor. On days 5 and 6, I was adventuring through the swamp biome when I noticed a little snow yeti getting attacked by slimes. So I took out my lightning sword and saved him. Hey, little buddy, are you okay? It looks like you're melting.
Hey, don't call me little. My name is Frosty.
I'm sorry, okay, man?
I lost my way back home. Would you help me?
Yeah, of course. I got you, buddy. It turns out that Frosty isn't even from here. He asked me to help him build a portal back to the snow universe. But there was only one problem. It required ice blocks, and I didn't even have a silk touch pickaxe. So I had to get creative. We went up to the snow mountains, and turns out that we the copper golems and coldness don't get along. Our body movement slows down in snow biomes. I can't even move. I'm slower than a turtle. So without wasting much time, I found the closest patch of ice blocks, big enough to carve out a 3x3 hole, and placed a snow block in each corner of the portal. And to finish it up, I filled the hole with water, opening the portal to the snow dimension. Once I got everything done, we went to the frozen portal into the snow universe. Frosty took me to his camp, where I met Crystal, the Ice Queen.
I rule this world. It's been some time since the last Copper Golem joined our community.
Wait, what do you mean?
Long ago, Copper Golems found their way into our universe. While escaping the tyranny of the Iron Giant, the punishment for their escape was harsh.
My lord, the prophecy says a copper golem will be your undoing.
There's a simple solution for that. Round up and eliminate all copper golems alive.
That's just the problem. They've escaped to another dimension, my lord. We can't find them anywhere.
And you let that happen? They think they can escape me? Soon they'll know there's no escape from my power.
Shall we muster our forces? Look for their hideout and destroy them?
No need. I have the thing to deal with their defiance. Let them hide. I'll make them wither.
I don't understand.
There are many things the likes of you will never understand. From today on, no more copper golems will be created. Their whole existence will be eradicated, just like their false prophecy. Ha 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 ha!
The Ice Queen told me how the Iron Giant had used his powers to make it impossible to summon new copper golems. It turns out that these copper golems and myself were the last ones alive in this whole multiverse. What do you mean you won't fight against the Iron Giant?
We are the last of our species. We must remain neutral in this war if we're to survive.
But still, you can't give up.
I'm afraid there isn't anything we can do. Only the meta shifter can bring peace to the multiverse.
I was just really disappointed. And what's worse, the cold here was making me move even slower. But the other copper golems seemed to be doing just fine. So they showed me a way to fight the weather, which was just as simple as crafting my armor and titanium together. You know, the best part is I'm now resistant to the cold and lighter, meaning I can move faster. Look at me. Have you ever seen a copper golem move like this in the snow? Huh? On day 8 through 9, the Ice Queen had a secret that could help me on my mission. She said that before the snow golems became a neutral faction, they were led by a champion. But he was captured by the Iron Giant and melted as punishment for his defiance. The Iron Giant kept his head as a trophy. What we didn't know is that it still has a portal seed inside of it. The only thing is that portal seeds only work for a limited amount of time, so I'll need to get in and out before the clock runs out. She gave me a portal gun to open the portal seeds. It was my ticket to getting back the Morpher. It was an opportunity too good to miss. So I made my way to the castle. As I came out of the portal, I spotted 2 iron minions guarding the area. Luckily for me, they didn't hear me. Nor the Iron Giant was anywhere to be seen. I'm telling you, if I get caught, it's game over. So I found the Morpher, picked it up, and made my way back. When suddenly, as I turned around, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Simon? Simon was alive and he was working for the Iron Giant. Anyways, my cover was blown and the Iron Minions were attacking me. I had to get out of there before I got captured. And with only 1 heart left, I barely made it out before the portal finally closed. On days 10 through 11, I was back in the Snow Golem base, celebrating our victory. I thanked Crystal for her help, and she had something else that she wanted to give me.
Take this, the Snow Golem Morph. I trust that you'll use it when the time is right.
Why not join us in fighting the Iron Giant? I could use all the help that we could get.
Long ago, we suffered great losses in this war. Our factions have come close to total extinction. That is a risk we are not willing to take again. They found us! Quick! The others need your help! You need to buy them some time to escape!
You got it! I'm on it! I went outside to defend the camp from the army of Iron Minions. At least until some of the golems could escape to safety. That's when I met the Lightning Golem. With his smash and spin ability, he was overpowering the golems like it was nothing. Well, it looks like I'm not the only one getting some allies. So I equipped my Morpher and tried to use the Snow Golem Morph, but I was limited to only having 4. So I had to make do with the ones I already had, starting with the Fox. Come on, Tail Whip! Oh, come on! Yes! It's working! We were getting overrun, but I needed to buy more time for the golems to escape the camp. I knocked back the enemies and faced the Lightning Golem head-on. Except this wasn't working. I wasn't doing any damage to him, and with his spin and smash abilities, my health was rapidly getting low. No matter how many minions we fought, they just kept attacking, and as we were outnumbered, we only had one option: retreat. On days 12 through 14, we were on the run, looking for a way out of the snow universe and away from the Iron Minions. Let me just tell you something. Being orange in a world where everything is snow doesn't make hiding easy. We needed to get out of there, and fast. You see, this right here is our only ticket out of here. Everybody, come on, get inside. We went through the portal and back to my world. I gotta say, it feels so good not being cold for a change. Well, we were safe for now, but the snow and copper golems needed a place to live, and I needed a new base. I'm sorry that your home got destroyed, guys. The Iron Giant might have you tracked down.
You're right. The Iron Giant will not rest until he's found every single one of us. We will help you build a new base here and fight, Moose.
Seriously? That would be amazing. Thank you so much. It seemed like everywhere I go, destruction follows. But I didn't have time to feel sorry for myself because the Ice Queen had more leads for me.
I have another lead for you. You need to build a portal to the spirit world.
The spirit world?
That's where you'll find the answers to defeating the Iron Giant.
What the Ice Queen said was true, and this will be a major step in winning this battle. But first, I needed to build a new base. I first started by digging out a 50 by 50 radius for a large lava pool. And yes, I know this will burn, but honestly, I'm going with the flow. Bridging out to the center, I built the walls using cobblestone, andesite, and stone bricks. I made sure the walls had a walkway for a patrol force. And that way, we won't get attacked by surprise. As for the tower tops, I used copper blocks, and in honor of all the fallen copper golems, I added a copper golem head on the courtyard. Then I built a blacksmith station and a storage deposit on the sides of the courtyard to keep our soldiers armed and to store all the important resources that we gather. And I still felt a bit guilty about the snow golem's base getting destroyed, so I built an icy throne room for Crystal in the main building. Interior is always the hardest. All the walls I built with dripstone, combined with diorite for the background. Now, for my favorite part, the kitchen. These chains and stonebrick walls for the oven vents. And next was the bedroom. First up was mine, so I used warped logs, bookshelves, and leaves. Then I figured that I should probably build Frosty a room too, especially because I'm growing fond of the little guy. For his room, I used chiselized bricks for the walls, cacti blocks for the floor, and I even made him a nice and comfy bed made with stone blocks. Look at it. It's literally a castle. Let's call this the Copper Fortress. On day 15, I set out to gather the materials that I needed for the spirit portal. First, I built the portal to the nether to get some soul sand and soul blocks. I can't remember the last time I was in the nether. It's been a while. As I was mining the blocks, I saw something weird in the distance. It was piglins and hoglins apparently living together. Now, that is not to say the least. Nope, I mined up all the soul blocks that I needed, and then I went back home. Well, anyways, it was finally time to build a portal to the spirit world. Now, I didn't really know what to expect on the other side, so anyways, I went through it. And as I passed through, I was met with a enchanted forest. There was all kinds of spirits, foxes, pandas, and chickens, oh, even glares. As I entered the enchanted forest, I was approached by an ally holding a copper bar. I had the feeling that he was trying to tell me something. So I followed him through the forest and came across what looked like an altar. Wow. Check this place out. Wait, who is that at the top? Again, I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. It was Simon, and the last time I saw him, he was working for the Iron Giant. Hey, I thought you were working for him. How could you do that, man? We were supposed to be brothers.
That's not me. That's Simon from another universe. An evil one.
An evil Simon? I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. So, does that mean that you're
dead? Yes, but I still have one thing left to do before I can rest.
And what exactly is that? Simon said that I was the chosen one, just like the Elder Glare once said to me. He said that I need to fulfill my prophecy, and I must find the glares within the ancient ruins in the overworld and get a hold of the Metamorpher. Only then I'll be able to restore balance in the multiverse.
I fulfilled my duty. Now I can go and rest in peace. Goodbye, Moose.
And just like that, Simon levitated up in the air and slowly disappeared before my eyes. Farewell, buddy. I'll avenge you and everyone who suffered. If anyone was a true hero, that will be him. So I went back home to the rest of the golems and built a statue out of hay to honor my best friend, Simon. On days 18 to 21, I went to the ancient ruins following the map that Simon gave me. After going in, I found a huge door, and right inside, there was a diamond ancient golem standing in front of the ruins.
Welcome, Copper One. I've been expecting you.
You've been expecting me? Why?
It's not important. All of this was foretold.
Okay.
You must pass our test to prove your worthiness.
He didn't look like he was going to give me any answers. So once inside, I met another ancient golem, and this one was made of obsidian.
Welcome, Copper Golem. For this challenge, you must go through this maze and survive. Find your way out, as it's your fate.
This maze was made with obsidian, with little vines coming off the sides. If I wanted to break through using my pickaxe, it just wouldn't be so easy. Nope, I went through the maze and fought off these skeletons. You're calling this a challenge? Give me a break. After going through the maze, I met the ancient diamond golem once again. And he was guarding yet another portal. Nope, I went through for my next challenge. On the other side, there was another ancient golem waiting for me. Yeah, I know. I must complete the challenge. It's my fate and all that. I understand. I was honestly getting pretty sick of everybody just talking about my fate. But I had to focus on the challenge. I had to parkour this bastion all the way to the top. If I took one wrong step, I'll be done for. And finally, I reached the ancient shrine within the ruins. At the entrance, there was Walter, just waiting for us.
Hello, Moose. I've been expecting you.
Walter, what are you doing here? I'm here to speak to the Elder Glare. Hey, what's with those weird golems outside?
Ah, yes, the ancient guardians. They are as old as these ruins. Their mission is to guard this place until the meta shifter comes.
Oh, I see.
As for the Elder Glare, I'm afraid he is no longer with us, but he knew you would come.
You mean he's gone? But
now come with me. I have something to give you.
We walked inside the shrine and found a secret village filled with glares everywhere. It turns out that they've been living inside this place for hundreds of years, and Walter has been the one keeping them safe. You can see that he became the new Elder Glare.
Moose, take this! It is time for you to fulfill your destiny.
Walter gave me the Metamorpher, And unlike the old one, I was no longer bound to only 4 forms. I could finally turn myself into any faction. So I became the buff snow golem. Okay, alright, my bad. I guess like Glairs don't like that.
Though the Elder Glare is no longer with us, his wisdom still guides our path. Your destiny will take you to other universes.
I finally understood what my purpose was. To become the meta shifter.
When the Iron Giant first rose to power, the animal factions were among the first to rebel. So, they were made an example for all who would consider defying him.
What did he do to them?
He wiped them out completely from our universe. There's not a single one of them left.
I was shocked. I knew the Iron Giant was evil, but to completely exterminate all animals from the universe, he's gotta pay for all this. I said goodbye to Walter and the Glairs. As I was leaving, I noticed these 3 ancient golems following me. Hey, why are you following me?
Our purpose was to fight for the meta shifter.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Well, anyways, come with me and let's go to the Copper Fortress. But first, let me tell you about Dragon Raja. It's an open-world MMORPG game that features insane high graphics. And with their amazing character creator, it can make your avatar look like you. Experience true freedom with Dragon Raja's infinite exploration. And with their abundant gameplay, you can affect how the story develops. Dragon Raja is celebrating its 2nd anniversary on February 27th. They have prepared some in-game contests with great prizes. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. Make sure to log in anytime between February 24th and March 16th to claim your free gifts. And don't wait, download Dragon Raja by clicking the links in the description down below. On days 21 to 25, although this fortress looked impenetrable, I didn't want to risk it. Nope, I started to work on upgrading our defenses. First up, I set up some TNT cannons. Nothing too complicated, just some blackstone, dispensers, redstone, levers, and the most important part, the TNT. Then I prepared some cobweb piles in strategic places to slow down invaders in case of an attack. I rigged some TNT traps around the perimeter of the fortress with some gravel and pressure plates. The best way to take out a whole bunch of enemies is to throw them in a pit and blow them up. I also set up some poisonous arrow turrets. They probably won't outright kill anyone, but it will deal enough damage to finish them off. Last but not least, I need to do something about this wall. Doesn't matter how strong I make it, it just seems that the Iron Giant can just cut through it like it's nothing. So I had an idea. How about lava walls? I got on top of the walls and filled it with lava, and boom, anyone trying to get across or over it will be melting. Once everything was ready, it was finally time to go to the parallel universe that Walter spoke of. He said the way to get there was by building a lightning portal, which is basically a platform made with copper blocks and 4 massive lightning rods. Eventually, a storm came, so I stood in the middle of the structure and hoped that it wouldn't blow me up into copper nuggets. Kids, don't try this at home. I opened my eyes, and all I could see is white. As the light dissolved, I found myself in a world that looked just like mine, but felt different. There was a mountain with 4 animal faces. Pretty cool if you ask me. Maybe I'll do the same back home using golem faces. I walked into a village where cats, dogs, sheep, and goats all lived and worked together in harmony. Look at this adorable kitten. Hey, kitty, kitty, kitty. Come here, buddy.
Bruh, that's rude. You can't say that to me.
Oh, my bad. I'm just new here. Sorry about that. I went to the center of the village before I got surrounded by warriors from all the species. And they had never seen a copper golem before. But luckily, a sheep priest stepped in.
There's no need for violence. He's the copper one that the Elder Glare spoke about.
Yeah, but whatever he said.
Come, Copper One, there's much to discuss.
It turns out the Elder Glare had already been to this universe. Now that is thinking ahead. Anyways, the sheep priest told me that the universe had been preparing for my arrival and that they only needed some time to get their army ready. But for now, they had the morphs that I was looking for. The sheep priest walked us to a room with 3 other priests, 1 from each animal faction, and they all handed me a morph, starting from the sheep, then the goat morph, the cat morph, and lastly, the dog morph. And with all of these, I was holding the power of 9 different factions. I've never felt this strong. After speaking with a priest, they took me to a house so I could spend the night. And you would think that the animals would have this village guarded, but no, that doesn't apply to the Pillager King. The zombie Pillager King. He kind of did this to me before.
So, you're the chosen one. The Iron Giant thinks you're some kind of a threat.
What? How did you get in here?
My horde of zombie pillagers have been waiting to shear some animals. I'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah? Well, you won't be sharing nothing! The village was being raided by the zombie pillager king. Within seconds, the raid horn went off, and the zombie pillagers swarmed the entire village. Oh, this is not good. There's so many of them. While we were occupied defending the village, the zombie pillager king was randomly killing sheeps. This dude was extremely powerful. The animal warriors could barely put a dent on him.
You really think you stand a chance? The Iron Giant's curse makes me invincible!
I kept fighting, but my buff abilities and attacks were barely doing any damage.
I'm tired of this. You're not much of a chosen one, to be honest.
The zombie pillager king had teleported away. Suddenly, the sheep priest told me something that would help me get rid of him.
He and his zombies have been plaguing us for a while now.
Yeah, but why?
One day, we heard a huge explosion under the city in the old mines, and they just started raiding us.
The old mines? I think I have an idea. Eventually, I found him. The zombie pillager king was in a room at the very bottom of the mine, and next to him was a bunch of ender crystals. That must have been the source of the explosion the sheep priest heard. The Iron Giant must have found a way to bind souls back to the bodies through the crystals.
So, you have found our little secret.
Come on, you're entering my personal space.
I wonder if you'll still have a sense of humor once you're zombified.
Yeah, how about no? You're going down. I started fighting with the zombie pillager king, but my theory was correct. I couldn't do anything to him. He was basically immortal until I destroyed those crystals. And what's worse, on top of his teleporting and summoning more zombie pillagers, the king could shoot me with fireballs coming from his staff. You really think that a bunch of zombie pillagers are gonna stop me? The army tried cornering me, but I turned into the buff goat and used my charge ability to move fast and do some serious damage before I was surrounded. I then tried to make a beeline for the crystals, but the zombie pillager king hit me with a couple of fireballs, so I had to take cover. Okay, this is not good. I gotta think of something.
Ran out of ideas? How disappointing.
That's kind of funny, you know, coming from the Iron Giant's lapdog.
I'm nobody's lapdog.
It looks like I hit a nerve there. He went insane and started shooting his fireballs everywhere. All I had to do was get in front of the crystals, and before too long, he had blown up all of them. The Pillager King had lost all of his powers, but before I took him down, he had something else to say.
Finally, my soul is free.
And finally, with the defeat of the zombie Pillager King, all of his minions started dying, and the village was safe. This victory was all I needed to get my confidence back, and with these morphs, I was ready to go back home. Once I got back to the fortress, I wanted to talk to Crystal. Before I could get to her, a series of explosions started happening from the outside. Oh, what is that? I got to the higher ground to check out what was happening. It was a huge army of iron minions surrounding the fortress. The TNT cannons and the poisonous arrow dispensers were also taking a lot of the minions down. But the army was so massive, it barely made a dent on their numbers. Something about this just feels wrong.
I agree. This attack is a distraction of some sort.
It was the Iron Giant. He looked like a demon, and he was flying over, blowing my defenses with his Titan ability, and summoning his iron minions inside the fortress.
I've waited far too long to end this rebellion.
Go, Moose. I'll stay back. Gather your allies and fulfill your destiny. Go!
What? No, I can't leave you alone. The Diamond Golem had no chance against the demon Iron Giant. As we tried to get away, we were ambushed by iron robots, so I became the buff panda and used the spin kick ability, while the Nether and Obsidian Golems used their golem toss abilities to keep the others busy. Come on, this way! I gave the portal gun to Crystal and asked her to get the other golems out of here. Making a fortress was a mistake. You guys gotta keep moving. Staying here is way too dangerous.
Take this! You'll need it to get more allies and morphs. We're all counting on you.
Immediately, I turned into the buff snow golem, and using my snow abilities, I led them outside, far away from the fortress. Hey, over here! Come and get me! Once far enough, I ran into a cave to lose them. It was getting rather dark, till I couldn't even see a thing. And then all of a sudden, I started falling into the void. I woke up somewhere dark, and I could barely see anything. This place was filled with these skulks everywhere. There's only one place like this, and that's the deep dark. How did I even get here?
I brought you here.
What do you want from me? Did you save me?
I have a challenge for you. Survive, and I will aid you with the Warden MORPH.
I really didn't like the guy, but I wasn't about to refuse the chance to get the Warden MORPH.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's just get this over with. The King Warden summoned a bunch of skulk zombies to attack me. They tried swarming me. It was a close quarter fight, so I needed to be really agile. I quickly turned to the buff cat and started taking them down using my cat slash ability. You can't even kill me, and you definitely can't touch me. What's the matter? Too slow? It ended up being easier than I expected. And at the end, the King Warden actually kept his word and gave me the Morpher. Thanks, but why did you help me, and what are you up to?
For no reason. But who knows what the future holds?
And just like that, I was teleported back to the overworld. I made my way to the Copper Fortress and found some Iron minions just still lingering around. I turned in to the buff Warden and unleashed all of its power. I could use the Warden Rush ability, which made me faster and launched my enemies 100 blocks up. I hope you're not afraid of heights. Oh, that's gotta hurt. After getting rid of them, I checked out what Crystal had given me before, and it was a map to an inactive volcano. Apparently, this is where I'll find some gilded blackstone to build a portal to the space dimension. On days 47 to 52, we followed the map leading me to an island, and as I was getting closer, I started to hear hammering, but there weren't any villagers. Are those anvils? What is going on? I heard the sound from the inside of the mountain. Nope, I mined all the way through and found myself in a crafting room surrounded by copper golems.
Who are ya? What are you doing here?
Hey, I have no trouble with you. I'm just looking for some gilded blackstone.
How do you know this? Did the Iron Giant send you?
What? No, he's my enemy. I'm just trying to take him down.
You must be him. Follow me.
And that's when I met Roberto. He's the leader of the Rebellion faction.
We've been expecting you, Meta Shifter. Everyone who opposes the Iron Giant is a friend of ours.
Turns out that over 100 years ago, there was a group of copper golems that stood up against the Iron Giants. But they failed, and they hid inside of this mountain. They mined it up and became master engineers, developing powerful weapons. Wow, now that looks insane. So, what is it?
These are called mechs, and once they're fully ready, they'll be a weapon against the Iron Giant.
These copper golems are literally on another level. With their power and numbers, we can definitely stand a chance against our enemy. So, I asked the leader to join forces, and he agreed. Suddenly, there was a big explosion. A messenger came running into the cave. He said that the Iron Giant's army had finally come full force.
Oh no! The mechs aren't fully ready for combat yet.
Roberto, I got this. Let me and the boys hold them off. You just gotta get things ready for us. The Iron Minions had broken in, and along with them was the Nether Monstrosity. This guy looked completely terrifying. He was shooting magma all around the place. Where are these golems coming from? We were surrounded and being attacked from all sides, so we had to divide our forces. Oh no, our golems are being overrun. I quickly morphed into the buff dog and saved my copper golems just in time. Using my bite ability, I dealt some real damage to the front line of minions. Look, what was that? Well, at this point, the dog morph wasn't gonna cut it. We got a problem. This is definitely not working. So we retreated back, and luckily Roberto had some good news.
It's ready! Hurry!
You know, now this will definitely do. Here we go. I hopped inside of the mecha and bombarded the enemies with my lasers, shredding apart the iron robots. Mechas, now this is the future. Now, the Nether Monstrosity was extremely tough. He engulfed the entire place in lava. And as a copper golem, I ain't trying to melt into no nuggets. Take this! You see, not so nice, is it? I destroyed the last of the iron robots and caused the Nether Monstrosity to retreat. And just like that, we won the battle. On days 57 to 61, we were ready to go to the space dimension. Let me tell you, having other copper golems helping me out made a huge difference, and the portal was ready in no time. Frosty, this is it. Watch my back. So, there we were, in the middle of nowhere, just a bunch of planets and meteors floating around in the never-ending void of space.
Wow, this place looks amazing. Oh, whoa!
watch your step. I'm pretty sure if you fall down there, you're just gonna fall into the void. We walked around for a bit and then spotted this huge ancient moon castle. As we got closer, we could hear the sound of something hitting the metal. As we walked inside, we made our way to the central chamber, and there we met the owner of the place, mighty titan known as the ancient blacksmith forger. Look at this, we got a big guy.
Who dares?
Calm down, I'm just here for an upgrade.
You're the copper one.
Turns out, he was exiled by the Iron Giant, and he wasn't his biggest fan. He said that he would craft me the strongest armor in the entire multiverse. But first, I need to get some of this Mythonium ore. So, off I went, hopping from one space rock to another, and mined as much as I needed. Have you ever seen a moose mining space rocks? I bet you haven't. So, hit the subscribe button. Moose to the moon. When that was done, we gotta watch the Titan Forger do his thing and make this legendary Titan armor.
I bless you with the Titan armor. This will truly put you ahead of the gods.
Thank you. Great gift, but hopefully I don't die. So I equipped the Titan armor, and if you thought the netherite was strong, you ain't seen nothing. It turns out Mythonium is a mysterious material that can deflect all elements. Super sweet, right? It was time to go back and start planning our attack, but not before the Titan Forger said that I need to form an alliance with the pig tribe. Yeah, I'm talking about the piglins and hoglins. So we went back home and opened a new portal to the nether. As we crossed the portal, poor little Frosty was suffocating in the nether. So he went back and waited for my return. As I wandered around the nether, I was unexpectedly ambushed by the piglins. Oh, I come in peace. Sorry, bro. I don't speak bacon. I need to meet your leader. Yes, your leader.
Then you're the chosen one.
So, the Hoglin Leader took me to the main camp. As I looked around, I saw tons of hoglins and piglins. This time, they were surprisingly friendly. I asked for their help, and they said they were willing to help, but only on one condition. I gotta defeat their leader. Well, I guess we have a challenge then. I followed them to an arena. And right there in front of everyone, I had a fight. This big piece of bacon. The nether rumbled in excitement. It was go time, and I was hungry. Now, the Hoglin Chief wasn't messing around, and as soon as the fight started, he used his Horn Rush ability against me. Nope, okay, if he gets me with that ability, I'm done for. I needed to be on my toes, so I turned into the buff fox and kept dodging him as he charged me, while using the tail whip ability as counter. Only thing is, I wasn't really making a dent on him. Are you kidding me? It's like I'm not even hitting him. So I decided to change my strategy and fight fire with fire. I turned in to the buff warden and took advantage of the crazy amount of parts. The Hoglin Chief kept charging at me, slowly damaging me, but finally he fell into my trap and I used the Warden Rush ability. Honestly, he stood no chance. From all the damage I dealt to him, the Hoglin boss was weakened enough to be knocked out of my final punch. To my surprise, the Hoglin actually liked that I totally beat up their leaders and even threw us a big party. Apparently, they knew about the prophecy, and someone capable of beating the strongest was part of it. The next day, the Hoglin boss spoke about a legendary battle axe, another part of the prophecy. He mentioned that it was located somewhere in the Nether Bastion. And this isn't your typical bastion, but the hunting grounds of the Wither Storm. He's been plaguing this big tribe for years, so I decided to give them a hand. When I got there, I was almost immediately attacked by the Wither Storm. It's like this thing knew that I was coming. He hit me with some of his wither skulls, instantly damaging me. I needed to get out of his line of fire if I wanted to survive. No, I gotta hand it to him. The fight had barely even started, and he almost took me out. This is bad. Okay, I faced stronger enemies, but this is really bad. There was no way that I could get close to him without getting hit again. I turned into the buff chicken and used the feather arrow's ability to hit him from a distance. Come on, feather arrow! Take this! Okay, I gotta keep staying away from him. After doing some damage, he became invulnerable and tried to regain health. So I decided that it was time to close the distance and finish the fight. I turned into the buff panda and went right at him with a spin kick ability, all while dodging his attacks. See you later, Wither. Now, this must be the chest. Now, was this little amazing? I got myself the legendary battle axe and the Wither morph. I gotta say, it honestly brings back so many memories. Just look at me. You know, I hope they don't freak out when they see me. The Hoglin Leader rewarded me for finally granting peace to him and his tribe. He promised me that if I ever needed their help, I could always count on them. Though I said my farewells and headed back to the overworld. On days 72 to 73, I was back at the Rebel faction base, and I remembered that when I ate a copper wrench, I became the buff Copper Golem. So what if I did the same with Mythonium ingot? So I asked one of the copper blacksmiths to make me a Mythonium wrench.
Here it is, the Mythonian wrench.
Well, time to see what happens. Now this is what I call superfood. I transformed into the Titan Golem, fused with the power of Mythonium. I was this huge four-armed ancient golem. On top of being bigger, faster, and stronger, I now had control over lightning. So I went outside to test out my new abilities. I now could shoot lightning bolts and summon lightning storms over my enemies. Now this is insane. I'm like Zeus, but the moose version, or I guess a copper version. You get the point. I also have a copper punch ability, where I use all four of my arms to punch my enemies fast, dealing tons of damage, knocking them back. On day 74 to 80, I saw a dolphin jumping in and out of water. In a world of hostility and destruction, dolphins somehow still manage to have grace. So peaceful.
Hey Moose, I think the dolphin wants us to follow him.
I think you're right, but
I have an idea.
For a little guy that only eats snowballs, Frosty was surprisingly smart. You see, when you feed dolphin fish, it leads you to treasure. So I moved into the buff dog and off we went, following this random dolphin to a random treasure. But it wasn't treasure that we were going to. Instead, the dolphin took us to this massive city with huge axolotl and dolphin heads. Hey, Frosty, I know that place. It's Atlantis.
Okay, but what's those things? They look ugly.
Okay, hold on a second. They're not regular fish. They're actually axolotls. They're like curious creatures, and they must live here.
That one looks even uglier.
As soon as I turned my head, an axolotl stopped and stared at us. And let me tell you, I got some bad vibes from this guy.
This guy seems friendly, but still really ugly.
Bro, do you have something against axolotls? They're just fish.
I have a shrimp allergy.
Ah, makes sense. We didn't have a lot of time. It was literally the end of the world after all. So we swam inside and we were greeted by an old friend, King Atlan.
Wow, this place is massive. Moose, who is that?
Moose, old friend. I'm glad my dolphin led you here safely.
Honestly, I'm just glad that you're still ruling Atlantis.
Thanks to you. I have something to tell you.
What was that?
Dolphins, go up there and check what's happening. I'm sorry to have to ask more from you, my friend.
Don't worry, I'm on it. I left the room in a hurry. I needed to find out what was happening. I couldn't afford to lose the support of King Atlan. So I followed the guards outside and we came across some aggressive axolotls. I was out of my element, but I couldn't stand there and do nothing. So I helped the guards fight the axolotls. I couldn't let them get inside of the room and hurt King Atlan. But before we took them all out, the mean-looking axolotl that I met before interrupted the fight. And next to him was Evil Simon. Simon, what are you doing here?
Defying the Iron Giant is a bad move. I'm just looking out for the axolotl's future, am I right?
Evil Simon had manipulated a section of the axolotl into starting a rebellion against King Atlan. Don't let this guy fool you. The Iron Giant is evil.
When I hear for a debate, you know what you have to do. Take this as a show of what the Iron Giant can do for you.
Evil Simon handed some sort of a tropical fish to the axolotl. And as he ate it, it started to transform into a hideous, mutated axolotl. What did you do to him?
I'm just unlocking his potential.
I quickly equipped the legendary battle axe to defend myself. It was a tough fight, but I didn't want to risk morphing into something more powerful and breaking the dome. Axolotls might be able to breathe underwater, but I can't.
Whoa, this guy's as powerful as he is ugly.
Come on, Frosty, stop provoking him. I was in a pretty tough spot, but luckily for me, my reinforcements started showing up, and the rebel axolotls had to surrender. Their coup had failed.
You have saved Atlantis once again.
Thank you. I couldn't let you down.
All Atlanteans owe you, Moose.
Well, you know, I came here because...
Yes, I know.
You do? King Atlan explained that he knew about the multiverse. And since we helped him save Atlantis once again, it's only right to have the axolotls and dolphins stand by us in battle. And he also gave me this dolphin morph. I still had something else to do. I needed to track down the other guardian and ask for his morph. King Atlan pointed me to where I should go and gave me something to bring to the elder guardian. A clam? Seriously?
It's not just any clam, trust me. You'll need it when you meet the elder guardian.
So I turned to the buff dolphin and went on my way. Eventually, I reached an ocean monument, which of course had a lot of drowned and guardians waiting to attack us. But I wasn't there for them. I needed to find the other guardian. Talk about a bad location for a living space. After defeating a couple of drowned zombies, I was greeted by the King Elder Guardian, and he ruled this part of the ocean down to the last coral. He said that he's been expecting my arrival. However, he couldn't just give up his morph unless I was to complete one of his challenges.
If you want the morph, you'll have to find the 3 clams that open the vault. It's in these locations.
Wait, like this clam?
Ah, I see you already have one. Good. Well, having the support of the Atlanteans will certainly help fulfill your destiny. Now, look for the other 2 clams, and my morph will be yours.
He gave me 2 maps. The first one took me to the deep sea, and I had never been to a place like this before. It was like another planet. I found a sunken ship, and the first clam was inside it, but nothing is ever easy. And as soon as I went in, a bunch of drowned enemies started attacking me. I'm really starting to get tired of you guys. Those drowned enemies never stood a chance. So after taking them down, I went on my way to find the second clam. Now, how on earth am I gonna open a vault door with clams? Meh. Well, I guess I'll cross the bridge when I get there. The second map took me to the coral reef, and it was a beautiful place. But even though it was colorful, it didn't mean it was dangerous. And all of a sudden, I was attacked by a white shark. I tried defending myself, but that thing must have had tons of hearts. No matter how many times I hit it, it just wouldn't go away. What are you even made of? So I decided to avoid its attacks with the superior agility of the buff dolphin and focus on finding the clam and getting out of there. I finally found the clam and swam out of there. That shark is gonna have to find someone else to eat. So I got back to the Elder Guardian and gave him the clams.
You've done well. The vault is now unlocked.
I went inside of the vault and got the Elder Guardian morph. Now this is a powerful morph. I'm getting stronger and stronger by the day. So I went outside and found some drowned enemies to test my new laser beam ability. And I gotta say, it is crazy powerful. Just with one shot, I could take down almost every enemy I face. And just like that, the finale is getting closer and closer. Soon, I'll be able to gather my army and face the Iron Giant. I went inside of the portal and was teleported to the end. Instantly, the dragon attacked me, engulfing me in flames. He rushed at me, throwing me onto the battlefield, and all the enemies around surrounded me. Honestly, I was just confused about what was happening, but the inner dragon was ferocious.
What's wrong? Can't handle a little fire?
I struck him with my lightning bolt, but it was rendered useless. It turns out that lightning and fire just doesn't have any effect on him. So, as the dragon kept his distance, I used my abilities to Hulk jump onto the platforms, inflicting some serious damage by smashing his crystals. Then, using my boulder toss ability, I brought the beast down to the ground and weakened him by throwing a series of rapid punches. Come on, what's wrong? I'm running out of fuel so soon? The dragon let out the loudest roar that I ever heard. He was angered beyond reason. He quickly flew up in the sky and covered the battlefield with a shower of meteorites, nearly taking me out. I just knew that he was reaching his limit. So I quickly turned in to the buff chicken and used my feather arrows to help finish the job. And finally, I transformed back into myself, destroying him with the final hit, my legendary weapon.
You have proven yourself worthy. Take this and put an end to this war.
See what you did there? Just put an end because this is, you know what? Never mind.
Moose, you must be prepared. You still have so much to learn. The truth about the Metamorpher. Let's just hope it's not too late.
Wait, please, just tell me more. We need your help.
I can't interfere beyond this dimension. You are on your own.
And just like that, I officially unlocked the full power of the Metamorpher, finally being able to morph into the buff dragon. road here has been hard. You've all lost so many friends. You were exiled and forgotten. No more. The rule of the Iron Giant ends today. We will be free again. Free of his evil spirits and powers. We're almost there. We're the strongest army in the whole multiverse, and we'll prove to him that he's not invincible. Are you with me? On my signal, attack! With the sound of a horn, all rebel forces had risen. Rage powered through everyone's veins. We marched to the Iron Giant's castle, and all the way at the top, there he stood, the giant himself. He too was prepared. We took down most of the first layer, but just as soon as we were done, twice as many minions came out from the sides of the castle. Oh no, there's too many of them.
Don't let up. We have to hold the line. Moose, use the Titan Golem power.
Yes, that's a great idea. I turned back to the buff Titan Golem and summoned a thunderstorm. It took down a lot of them, but they kept attacking. How is there still more? Just everybody stand your ground. Wow, thanks. I really needed this. The minions might not be powerful, but their numbers meant it was really hard to break through them. Everybody, get the mechas in position. The rebel copper golems saved us just in time. They engulfed the battlefield with lasers. Just keep pushing. We're almost at the wall. Just as we were getting more confident, the giant sent in a secret line of defense. It was a bunch of mini iron giants, bigger and way more powerful. Wait, what are they doing? Oh no, meteors! Watch out! We marched into the castle, but suddenly we were cut off by an army of iron cyclops.
You go, Moose. We'll hold him off. Just finish this.
While Crystal and Frosty held the cyclops, me and my ancient golem guards went deeper into the castle. As we made our way to the central chamber, the lightning golem and the nether monstrosity made their appearance.
We're more than capable to hold our own against these things.
Our best bet is for you to go for the Iron Giant himself.
While the Nether and Obsidian Golems held them off, I made my way to the Iron Giant. I could feel his power lurking in the room. I quickly locked eyes with the giant as soon as I reached his throne room. I'm gonna give you one last chance to surrender.
Do you really believe you stand a chance?
But haven't you heard? I was chosen to overrule you.
Fool, you can't even comprehend what would happen if you struck me down. You're about to get a sense of what real power looks like.
With the power of the Galaxy Key, the giant knocked me back so hard, punching me through different dimensions. And his powers were beyond my imagination. And just when he's about to take me out, a couple of dog and cat guards came to my aid. While they created a distraction, I quickly regenerated and turned into the buff Elder Guardian, flooding the room with my abilities. The Iron Giant took the guards out in one swing, but they bought me enough time to line up my laser beam ability and hit him. Except the giant didn't seem fazed by it. He started flying while keeping his distance and shooting at me with his spells.
I'm getting bored over here. Is this all you can do?
You're getting bored? Or are you just struggling to take me out?
Don't make me laugh.
I quickly turned into the buff Wither and used my Wither Skull ability to bring him down. Although it looked like I weakened him, it didn't take him too long to fly back into the castle. He was using the Mind Key to create an illusion of himself, so I had to figure out which one was real. Enough of this! Stop playing games with me! I can do this all day!
What did you hope to accomplish with that petty move? Not gonna lie, it's been fun playing this little game of ours. It's about time I put an end to this.
Felix? No, not this again! I'm gonna make you pay for all you've done! As I broke free from his time spell, I rushed towards him with all of my powers. When all of a sudden, he punched me so hard and knocked me back.
Sure how you broke free. Not that it matters, your time is nearly over.
The Iron Giant switched back to his laser guns and sprayed the battlefield with his lasers. I used the Dragon Morph to quickly get off the ground and attacked him with a shower of meteorites. that it seemed to have done the trick, I landed and morphed back to my copper self. Whipping out my legendary battle axe to finish this off.
You stubborn little golem. Simon, it's time to show our little friend what I'm really capable of. It is time to put our secret plan to work.
As soon as Simon pushed the remote, the Iron Giant started powering up, but something was wrong. He was producing some weird energy, almost like he was leaking power, and suddenly he was breaking apart.
Simon, what is the meaning of this?
I took the liberty of making some small adjustments to your latest upgrade.
You little...
You thought you were so powerful. You never even noticed weak little me planning your downfall all along. You see, you wanted to become the most powerful being in existence. Only problem is, your body can't sustain this power. Even gods can be killed.
Evil Simon had betrayed him, though I doubt he did it out of the good of his heart. The Iron Giant was getting more and more unstable until his body just gave in. After the death of the Iron Giant, all of his minions started to shut down, while his monsters slowly disappeared and his spells lost their effect.
It's finally over.
Yeah, we're alive!
Victory is ours!
The prophecy has been fulfilled.
We had won the battle, but turns out the Iron Giant wasn't exactly completely done with us. His energy got released by his defeat, and everything started to shake. I thought the castle was gonna collapse, but something even bigger was collapsing. The world was changing before my eyes. The animal world, space dimension, the spirit world, they were all bleeding into my own universe, and the multiverse was becoming one single huge metaverse. Honestly though, I wasn't exactly sure what this meant, but what I did know, that this is a brand new world, and there's a lot of factions they're gonna have to learn to live together.
They all think I'm just a little straw golem, too weak to even hurt someone. Fools. I will show them what ultimate power looks like. LAs. You know what to do. Ah ha 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 ha!